Am I the asshole for refusing to switch seats on a flight so a couple could sit together? I, 27F, recently had a work trip that required me to fly across the country. I'm not super experienced with flying, and I get anxious pretty easily, so I usually pay a little extra to choose my seat ahead of time. For this flight, I picked an aisle seat near the front because it helps me feel less trapped, and I like being able to get up to stretch or use the bathroom without disturbing anyone. When I boarded, I noticed that a couple was already sitting in my row. The woman was in the window seat and the man was in the aisle seat, which was clearly my seat according to my boarding pass. I politely told him, "Excuse me, I think that's actually my seat." He looked at me, then at his boarding pass, and said, "Oh, my seat's a few rows back. Would you mind switching so I can sit with my girlfriend?" Yeah, I paused. I felt my chest tighten. I had specifically paid extra for this seat for a reason, but I also didn't want to start a fight in front of everyone, so I tried to explain calmly, "I'm sorry. I know it's inconvenient, but I specifically paid for this seat because of my anxiety and needing access to the aisle. I can't move." He rolled his eyes and muttered, "It's just a few hours. You could be nice." I felt my stomach drop. Around us, other passengers had started glancing over. I could feel the tension building. The woman stayed quiet but kept giving me these disappointed looks. I thought about moving anyway, just to avoid a scene, but then I realized that would set a precedent. I'd essentially be letting people guilt me into giving up what I paid for every time. I said, as politely as I could, "I really can't. I'm sorry." He huffed, looked at the woman, and whispered something I couldn't make out. Then he got up and walked to the back of the plane. The flight attendant came by a few minutes later, checked the boarding passes, and confirmed that yes, he had been in the wrong seat. He grudgingly moved to his assigned seat at the back. The rest of the flight was fine, but it was uncomfortable. I kept feeling people's eyes on me, and I overheard the woman whisper to her partner something like, "That's so selfish. She could have just moved." When I landed, I kept thinking about the situation. On one hand, I followed the rules and didn't let someone pressure me. On the other, I hate conflict and wonder if I could have just moved and avoided the awkwardness for a few hours. I didn't yell, I didn't insult anyone, and I feel like I acted reasonably, but part of me worries I overreacted. So Reddit? Am I wrong for refusing to switch seats on a flight so a couple could sit together?